Have you done everything you can to answer their questions as well as ensure that a new patient inquiry will actually show up for their consultation? Our topic for today on Quick Start Your Success. So as promised, we're continuing on with the inquiry call. We want to make sure that we're wrapping up this dialogue in the best fashion possible, as well as addressing their questions and the underlying questions. Oh, the cost and insurance questions. If there's anywhere where I tend to hear those on the phone go blah, 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 it's anything about the cost and insurance. So let's tackle them right now and put those things to rest. The cost question, no, not that. Really, it's not that scary. Here's what I want you to remember. Don't dodge the question. They know you know, and you have a good idea. It's not going to look well on you if you try to dodge this and go, well, we don't know, I don't know. No, don't dodge it. Don't ramble. That verbal diarrhea, bleh. We've got to have a succinct answer. And I want you to remember that this is really a question about affordability. And so we're going to take a page out of the book of what car commercials do. Car commercials rarely talk about the big number. What they talk about on the commercial is payments as low as. That's what we're doing, is trying to make sure that we can fit into their budget. So here's an example. Mrs. Jones, when you come in, the doctor will talk through recommendations and be able to give you the full investment amount. But what I can tell you is this. We are very successful in helping many families have down payments as low as and monthlies as low as. Would that work for you? Look what you've done. You have also said that we are doing this for others. And you're breaking it down into a low down payment and low monthlies. And that's going to cover no matter what the doctor and TC talk about. Because think about it. If it's a 12-month treatment, and because that will be a lower investment, the down payment and monthlies will probably be around that $200 range. And if it's a very long and complex, yes, the big number is different, but by the time we spread it out over many months, we can still get the down payments as low as this and the monthlies as low as that. Now there's caveats depending on what the insurance is and otherwise. But what we're doing here is showing that we are flexible. We are affordable. And that's the true question here. And then the other one. Are you in network, which is an insurance question. In this field where we have more things that are for reduced fee or otherwise, in network, out of network, and otherwise, this can be a headache to try to answer. But a couple things I want you to remember. Can you guess it? Don't dodge the question. Don't use verbal diarrhea. And really, it's a question about benefits. So let's answer it. An example for this is, Mrs. Jones, while we're not in network with Aetna, we do accept all insurance plans and we work to maximize your benefits. That's great. That's what they want to know, is maximizing their benefits. I don't want you to go into educating what insurance is on the phone. No. That's for in person and when we have something to look at. Don't try to educate on the phone. Simply reassure them that we accept benefits, we file on their behalf, and we work to maximize those benefits. Move on after that point. As we wrap up this call, there are 3 things I want you to make sure you get in here. There's a consideration, which is going to help those waters, think about, are they thinking about me? And then there's a promise. I want you to get a small promise from them and then close and give that final response that is so pleasant. So let's walk through each one. The consideration. Mrs. Jones, is there anything else we can do to make Johnny's appointment more comfortable, or do you have any additional questions for me? Wow. To that waterer who wants kindness, it's like, oh, that was so nice. This is usually where, if they have not already provided it, say somebody has a medical condition, autism or otherwise, or a concern or a fear, it's where it will come out. And they will appreciate being able to say this without saying it in the room with the child or patient there. And then, do you have any additional questions? It is giving them space in order to ask anything. Sure, they may ask a question about something you actually spoke about, but there was so much new information coming in, they want to ask it again. We say it this way instead of, if you have any more questions, please let me know it and call us back. Well, wait a minute. Don't make them work so hard. Give them the space here. Very simple. Now the promise. Here's another one that it gets asked, or it's a suggestion instead of a promise. I want you to ask for a promise here. And the promise is that they would call us if something happens. So here it is. Finally, Mrs. Jones, if an emergency should arise, will you call me so we are able to release this reserved time for somebody else? And then wait for their response. If you'll remember, and we're going to talk about it in a moment, Cialdini had an opportunity where they want to be in congruency with themselves. So if they've promised something, they're more likely to say, ooh, I said I would call. What we're trying to avoid here is the surprise no-show. I mean, if they're going to not show up and they're going to blow you off, they're going to blow you off. But for that small subset that actually may have that guilt upon themselves, I want them to call us and at least give us some time to react. Finally, the close. We look forward to seeing Johnny on Monday, May 15th, and have a great day. Goodbye. So let me walk through the whole thing so you can hear it in its flow. You will have made the appointment. You've gotten the insurance information. Mrs. Jones, is there anything else we can do to make Johnny's appointment more comfortable, or do you have any questions for me? No? All right, thanks. I appreciate that. And if an emergency should arise, will you call me so we're able to release this time for somebody else? Thank you. We look forward to seeing you and Johnny on Monday, May 15th. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Goodbye. Doesn't take long, but it really feels nice to the caller. Let's go back to Cialdini's 6 principles of influence. We talked about them during training, and we wanted to make sure we incorporated something across the new patient inquiry call to make sure that we are drawing upon these. So let's walk them through one by one. Liking, it's making sure that we have provide opportunities for them to be drawn to us. So a first response and a final response that are kind and polite and otherwise, these all help with the liking. So yeah, we got that going for us. Reciprocity, repaying kindness. Again, it's those manners, the uncommon courtesy. Is there anything else we can do? Oh my goodness, and you listen and you respond with active listening. And we do something nice for them. Yep, got that in there. How about authority? Oh, we mentioned the doctor's time. You're going to be seen by the doctor. Yeah, that's in there. Social proof. Wow, if they ask about those cost questions, remember we talked about we've helped other families just like you. There's social proof. Scarcity. We talked about that first available appointment. Now my first available is, or maybe you've said like a next day appointment. I happen to have, that involves scarcity and consistency. There's that promise we asked for at the end. Finally, should an emergency arise and you're unable to keep this reserved time, will you call me so we can release this reserved time to somebody else? Yeah, got them all in there. and also met each personality at their point of need. Good job. It's going to make all the difference in the world. So, we've done all we can to ensure that they actually show up for their appointment, as well as addressing their concerns and questions. So, I'm Amy Demas. Until next time, go communicate excellence.